the Casita sprung a leak. There's some kind of dicey, or what I recognize as kind of either poor workmanship in the caulking on the windows. It appears like the window has a gasket from the factory that I'm going to research and try to get replaced. What are we up to today? Frankly, I've been laying on the couch, but as you can see, it is nice and sunny outside. See that sun up there somewhere? And I got a wild hair, and I've been down here at the trailer. If you can see the seal that I've talked about before, which is kind of a nightmare. But I thought I'd at least pop a window out. So what I've done is on the inside, you can see on that cushion is the trim ring from the inside of the interior of the window frame. And I removed that with, well, you can see my little Ryobi impact. Basically about a dozen Phillips screws. I've just been running my putty knife around the perimeter of this deal. And I'm about to remove the window frame. And I thought, hey, this is a good opportunity to shoot a little video since you've been so lazy lately. So let me get a tripod and you guys can watch this debacle unfold and we can learn together. I think what we're dealing with is maybe a butyl tape situation. Oh, here we go. This is gonna be the shortest window deinstallation ever. So again, I just drilled out the pop rivets. I'm hoping to get kind of an idea of what those pop rivets look like, but oh, that's coming out. All right, this is what a Casita window opening looks like. I'll be doggone. That was literally just a pop rivet. This is the window. And again, if you can look here, might be able to see that in the camera, but right here. So what I'm looking at is, should I buy, what do you call it? Butyl tape, which is still likely I can buy a two-sided butyl tape to do something other than this foam rubber stuff here. So I can see on the inside of the frame, the hard frame here where my fingers are, you can see that. It has ridges on it. You can kind of see what I'm seeing, hopefully. Anyway, there's ridges there. I don't think this tape's made with ridges. I think it just is supple enough. Yeah, this stuff is still really pliable after 20 years. That's pretty decent, I think. And it appears that this gasket was all one piece. I'm going to wind up putting this in upside down. I know it when I put it back in. Oh, it was not one piece. It got cold outside, and so I have my butyl tape here. It's 1/2 inch wide and about 1/4 inch thick, maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. I got a roll of that here. Typical Amazon stuff. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but the surface around the window, this is kind of where the seal is, where my thumb is going, is got ridges to it, and it appears they used some form of tape like this before to do the factory seal. So that's all we're trying to do, is replace the factory seal, maybe do a little bit better job. However, you know, because whatever Casita did lasted for 20 years. So this appears to be the bottom. The other thing I did on this is, again, you guys won't be able to see it. However, I did take a Sharpie here on the window. So when I go to install it, that the window frame, I marked it as top. I wrote top on there in Sharpie. So hopefully this will all be reassembled pretty easily in real time. Hopefully this is lit okay and you guys can see it. I went ahead and added an old bath towel, so we'll check this out. So this is the bottom of the window where I'm starting at. That's the top. We're gonna have a seam right here at the bottom. So, shoot. Sorry. I will take my AirPods out. But what we're gonna try to do, and so the big challenge for me, at least the challenge I'm having in my head right now, is gonna be making these turns. So let's do this together and see how well this tape turns, what kind of radius we can build onto this. The butyl's pretty easy to work with it, actually. And if you're watching this, this is for entertainment purposes. Please don't mess up your trailer like I am and then come back and be mean to me. Because again, I am a newbie, probably, if you're watching this, like you are. Let's see if this is gonna fit. Before I take the paper off, we will get in here, and as you might or might not be able to see, there's little holes here. I drilled them out already. I prepped the surface. I used some goof off adhesive remover, and then I went back over it with just some simple green. So what I'm going to be trying to do is kind of land a cap screw in the hole. Get in your home. It looks like I need a tool. Let's hope this doesn't fall out. Get around here. I'm just going to try to wiggle jiggle this guy in. Is this doggone thing not happy? Well, something snapped. You guys can't see them, but inside is some vice grips. When you're working solo, you got to do what you got to do. And my vice grips appear to be more or less holding. So I'm just going slow. Again, we're just trying to squeeze that little seal down there up against the edge of the trailer here. It actually appears to be adhering pretty well, honestly. Like, this might be the correct whatever. I think we might get a gutter. And then of course I get these cap screws on the outside. They're stainless, they won't rust. I may paint them at some point, but this is just kind of a down and dirty situation where I'm just trying to get what I can get. That's kind of altering the frame of the window there. Let's see if this one will screw in at all. This was kind of what I envisioned happening. Like, my best case scenario was exactly this. So this is a win. You know, again, I'm not worried about this little bit here. In fact, that actually benefits us. Water rolls down here and this comes off into that channel. I think she's in as good as she's gonna get. The seal up here is a little uneven. I'm not super happy with that. I may throw some leveling caulk in there, but it did what I intended, which was to have the window basically glued in here. It's, again, an EPDM. It's 1/2 inch strip tape, and it's a 1/4 inch thick, which looks like it's kind of an ideal thing. It compresses. When it gets hot, if I ever shoot another video, it'll probably expand. And again, doing this on a hot day is preferable today than doing it today where it's in the mid 50s. It might be 60 out here, but I am cautiously optimistic that this new seal is going to work like I want and appear much more like a factory finish. You know, that was kind of, well, factory finish, what am I talking about? This thing never had these cap head screws on here. But at least it'll look fairly legit. If you look up around here, nothing else here looks legit. I've got a variety of generations of caulking and other stuff. In fact, I just have a random hole right here that I'll have to put a cap in. But I believe that does it for our time together today. I can't even see if I probably look like a maniac with this light. But what I think I've achieved was a serviceable window seal. Again, I didn't go with the pop rivets because I wanted it to have the ability to kind of suck this whole thing in there. I think that's going to work. The EPDM, after looking at the old seals, looks pretty similar to kind of what they were up to before. I'm sure they used a thinner seal in the original. The other thing they used was, in place of these cap screws that you can see in the window frame, they used a pop rivet. Again, not a huge fan of pop rivets. I think from a manufacturing perspective, it probably totally makes sense, which is they got guys working all over the trailer. Boom, you put the window in. They probably had a power pop rivet gun. Zip, 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 and you're done. This, ideally, if I had a friend, would have been achieved much more expeditiously if there was a guy on the other side holding the wrench or tightening up while I held it out here. But all in all, I managed to work through it, and the window appears to me like it's going to seal. Again, I keep looking at this stuff. Maybe I'll shoot a shot of this seal over here so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at. And the tape basically goes from here, which is the bottom of the window, the 6 o'clock, and then it goes around in one continuous thing to back here, which this is your most likely thing not to leak anyway, being the center of the bottom of the window. No, I am optimistic that this is going to solve our problems long term. I always want to go over and above when I do a repair like this. Hopefully I've made it much more serviceable. You know, so that's the other thing about the way in which I installed this window. Let's say I goofed this up. Let's say this was a total fail and this is a situation where I've got to redo it. Well, in that case, I take 4 screws out, pop the window out with, I think I have it here. This is my EPDM removal tool. Just pop the, you know, work the seal around. It pops right back out and I go spend more money on a new seal. Not a huge deal. So yeah, we'll see. And then I can reuse the screws. Well, except that one. So again, this is, I am very obviously not a professional RV repair dude, in case you haven't got that sense, me working in my dining room. But this is what I came up with, kind of on a shoestring. I will tell you that I bought 16 of these cap screws, washers, and nuts to do several of the windows. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the windows in this same fashion. And likely I will be doing that at some point, but I wanted to give you an estimate of the cost. So for 16, this is all stainless steel metric hardware. The cap screw is about 30 millimeters and 30 millimeters long, and the diameter of it is about a number 3, I think is what they called it, or a 3 millimeter screw. So basically like a 832. I just couldn't find any in the stainless steel. Again, cap screw using a Torx, small washer inside or outside, and then I used a washer about half again as big as the one you see here on the inside with just regular stainless steel nuts. And that's what's holding it into the fiberglass. So for hardware alone, it was $24. Ironically, it was almost the same. I ordered the weather stripping off of Amazon, and it comes in a 20-foot roll. And again, 1/2 inch wide, 1/4 inch thick, EPDM product. I believe, reading the reviews, many people use this for similar type situations. It was about $24, $25 for a 20-foot roll. I believe that 20-foot roll will probably do this window. So measured out, this was 36 inches, I think. That's what I came up with. No, it wasn't 36 inches. Anyway, I came out to 96 inches when you go like this, you know, the whole way around. And that was plenty. So I'm not sure what 96 inches is. Anyway, you've got a calculator, figure it out. That's what I measured it out as. I cut it off, or I didn't cut it off, I used the whole roll. So, or I used the roll. So anywho, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you stick around for more marginal content. I've got a back window to do, and then I have a variety of other things to do, to include editing a whole nother video that I've been procrastinating on. So wish me luck. We'll see you again at some point. Oh, here we go. This is going to be the shortest window deinstallation ever. Doom, despair, agony on me.